2024 was a year to remember in the Upland Metaverse, and in this video, I'm going to review the top 10 new features that were released in Upland. What I love most about Upland is that you can play, earn, and connect in this metaverse. And over this past year, Upland has focused a lot on each of these three categories.
I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. I'm here to unlock the secrets of the Upland Metaverse. On this channel, you can find everything you need to build your Upland empire. Expert tutorials, winning strategies, pro tips and tricks, and a lot more. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay ahead of the game. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the Upland Metaverse, that knowledge is truly your most valuable asset.
Before I dive into this list, there were a lot of items that didn't make the cut, but still deserve a quick shout out. Firstly, how can we forget new city releases? This year there were 12 new city releases and 2 expansions. I'd say the most memorable one was Bermuda, where Upland pranked everyone saying that there was going to be a city release on April Fool's Day, which many people thought wasn't going to happen, but it actually did. Upland also created a number of new partnerships, 2 of them being the Sandbox and XYO, where using the coin app, where you can redeem your coin for Sparklet. Upland got its very first monument in Qatar, where people can compete for UPX while racing in Track Hero. How can we forget Genesis Week? For the third time, the community met up in Las Vegas to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the minting of the very first property in Upland. Cafes have been expanded where there are a number of players who were able to set up their own player-run cafes. Upland also released the Playground, located at ugc.upland.me. You can use this website to check out any property and see if a structure or any other items will fit on top of it. Now let's get into the list. Coming in at number 10 is the ability for players or brands to buy an entire neighborhood within the metaverse. This is especially important for the mass onboarding of players into the metaverse, where brands are able to create their own community and design their own space within Upland for their community to bring them in. And a quick shout out to CryptoLand21 for being the first player to purchase an entire neighborhood, that being Queensridge in Las Vegas. Number 9 was the introduction of the very first Totem Cycle in the metaverse. This was the first simulation of what life will be like in the metaverse. Similar in the sense how there's Sparklet, which is used for building and manufacturing inanimate objects within Upland. STEM will be a token that will be used for living objects in the metaverse. In these totem cycles, players are able to earn Protem that will be converted into STEM in the future. Number 8, we now have consumable racing power-ups that players can use within races, as well as numerous general improvements that have been made to the racing game. Number 7 is private transportation. We can now travel with our vehicles between different cities. There's also the introduction of the need of charging your vehicle after traveling between cities. And Upland also introduced private airplanes. Number 6, we have the newest metric in Upland, which is Collector Score. This takes into consideration all of your block explorers, your badges, and both city and seasons passes. This was just released in December, so we're still waiting to learn a lot more about this, but it's exciting to see an elevated importance towards these other items in Upland. Number 5 is the introduction of manufacturing royalties. If you have a factory and you're starting to manufacture items, and you sell that item to someone else, and that person sells that item to a third person, then you as the manufacturer will get royalties on every sale in perpetuity. This is a super important feature for anyone who's familiar with Blender or any other 3D modeling tool. The best part about this is that you don't have to understand anything about NFTs in order to create your first NFT within Upland. Number 4 is Gamified Earnings. Upland has historically mentioned that the earnings would be decreasing. Ever since the beginning of Upland, they have mentioned that the property earnings would never stay at the high rate which they were at. They had always said that as the metaverse expands and more people join, with additional ways where players are able to earn, that the property earnings would decrease. Upland introduced gamified yields, which enables players to maintain their same amount of earnings that they had previously, or even reaching up to 15.19% on the original mint price of their properties by engaging more with the metaverse and completing tasks throughout each season. This important change really incentivizes the players that are most active in the metaverse. Now, before I get into the top 3, I just want to take a moment and thank you for watching my content, and hopefully you're already a loyal subscriber. But if you're not, please hit that subscribe button. There's currently a contest going on in Upland up until January 1st, where for every US dollar spent within the metaverse, that you will earn part of the 500,000 Sparklet airdrop. If you're a fan of my content and looking to support me, You can see here in the link that there are a number of properties that I have listed for US dollars or even for UPX. And if you're looking to further support me, this is a great way where you can do that and also earn Sparklet along the way. Number 3 is the Neighborhood Collection Upgrade Competition. Out of all the neighborhoods that have spawned neighborhood collections, each season the top 3 neighborhoods will receive a boost in their collection multiplier. This means that neighborhoods are competing to level up their status and even reach ultra-rare collection status. This incentivizes people to connect and join a neighborhood and to build up a community within the metaverse. Number 2 is the introduction of seasons. This breaks Upland up into 6 different seasons, each one lasting a month and a half with a 2-week buffer in between each season. Many of the events and competitions that exist within the metaverse happen throughout these seasons, and this is a really great way of structuring Upland to keep people coming back for more and engaged throughout the year and throughout each season. With these seasons also came seasons passes and the introduction of a lot more badges, and this ties in with the collection score that I had mentioned before. So it's going to be exciting to see how this develops for the second year of seasons in 2025. Last but not least, the number one thing that was introduced into Upland during 2024 was, of course, Sparklet. Upland rebranded Spark to Sparklet, as well as introducing it as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, where players can trade it freely outside of the metaverse. Along with this also came MetaMask integration with Upland, as well as an airdrop campaign where there have been contests where players are able to connect with Upland content on Twitter and also earn Sparklet within Upland. Let me know what your most exciting moment in Upland was over this past year, and let me know what you're most looking forward to Upland in 2025.